Cheap cement imports put Taiwan's industry at risk. Chinese embassy staff disrupt Taiwan Tea Award. Taiwan seeks harsher penalties for military betrayal. Sudan tops global humanitarian crisis watchlist for third year. Second doctor sentenced in Matthew Perry overdose death. Driver jailed after plowing into UK soccer fans. Arctic is again the hottest it has been in 125 years. Photographer stumbles upon thousands of dinosaur footprints.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Thursday, December 18th, World Arabic Language Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, imported cement dumping has raised concern in Taiwan. TCC Chairman Zhang Anping warned that chasing unfairly cheap imports could turn Taiwan into a dumping ground for foreign excess capacity, threatening local cement jobs. He urged the government to decide whether it still values domestic industries, not just semiconductors and AI. Taiwanese tea gained international recognition after winning special prize at the tea competition in Paris. However, the award ceremony was disrupted when staff from the Chinese embassy shouted political slogans. Guests at the event stood up in support of Taiwan as organizers clearly displayed Taiwan nationality on screen. Taiwan's cabinet is set to review 4 national security law amendments to counter foreign infiltration. Proposed changes to the military criminal code would impose harsher penalties for surrendering to the enemy or pledging loyalty while in service. The move follows President Lai's call for unity against growing security and influence threats. And in global news, Sudan topped a watch list of global humanitarian crisis for the 3rd year in a row as a devastating war grips the country. The International Rescue Committee said Sudan was at the top of its annual emergency watch list, which included 20 countries at risk of worsening humanitarian crisis in 2026. The IRC called for scaling up global humanitarian funding, which has shrunk by 50% over the past year, and it's on track to make this the deadliest year for humanitarian workers.
The list ranked the occupied Palestinian territories in South Sudan 2nd and 3rd, respectively, due to debilitating humanitarian conditions. It also included Ethiopia, Haiti, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Lebanon and Ukraine. Syria and Yemen, both riddled with civil wars for over a decade, were also listed. Though the 20-country list represents just 12% of the world's population, it accounts for 89% of those in need, with 117 million displaced people. The group expects the listed countries to host more than half of the world's extremely poor by 2029, calling the crisis a new world disorder, replacing the post-World War II international system once grounded in rules and rights.
A California doctor who sold ketamine to Friends star Matthew Perry has been sentenced to 8 months of home detention and 3 years of supervised release, making him the second person to be sentenced in the actor's death. Dr. Mark Sheffers is among 5 people, including another doctor and a dealer known as Ketamine Queen, who have pleaded guilty to drug-related charges stemming from the sitcom star's 2023 death at his Los Angeles home.
Placentia was sentenced earlier this month to 30 months in prison. The San Diego-based physician admitted to obtaining ketamine from his clinic and a wholesale distributor through a fraudulent prescription and selling it to Dr. Salvador Placentia, who supplied the dissociative anesthetic to Perry. The multi-year federal investigation into Perry's death examined how the Emmy-winning actor acquired ketamine through an underground drug network in Hollywood. Ketamine, a surgical anesthetic, is used as a treatment for depression, anxiety, and pain.
A British man who injured more than 130 people by plowing his car into the crowd of Liverpool soccer fans during May's Premier League victory parade was jailed for 21.5 years on Tuesday after admitting to 31 criminal charges over the incident. Paul Doyle drove into the mass of fans, hitting adults and children who bounced off his vehicle or were dragged underneath it simply because he lost his temper.
He pleaded guilty to charges including 9 counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent and 17 counts of attempting to cause grievous bodily harm. Prosecutor Paul Greene said on Monday that Doyle was a man in a rage whose anger had completely taken hold of him when he deliberately drove at jubilant fans, injuring 134 people, including 8 children. His lawyer told the court, "The defendant is horrified by what he did. He is remorseful, ashamed and deeply sorry for all those who were hurt or suffered." Some victims described the long-term effects on themselves and their loved ones, saying they were unable to work, care for their families, be in crowded places or watch Liverpool.
The Arctic last season was the hottest it has been in the past 125 years. The extent of sea ice during its usual maximum in March was the lowest in 47 years of satellite record-keeping. The North American tundra was greener with plant life than ever recorded. These observations, shared on Tuesday in the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's annual Arctic Report card, show how rapidly and profoundly the region is shifting as the planet warms.
Steve Tour, NOAA's acting chief scientist and assistant administrator for oceanic and atmospheric research, said, "The Arctic continues to warm faster than the global average, with the 10 years that comprise the last decade marking the 10 warmest years on record. As a result of this warming, melting permafrost is altering ecosystems, turning more than 200 watersheds in Arctic Alaska orange as iron and other elements are released into rivers. Researchers have observed higher acidity and greater concentrations of toxic metals in these rusting streams. This is one of many consequences of climate change in the region outlined in the report."
A wildlife photographer stumbled upon one of the oldest and largest known collections of dinosaur footprints dating back about 210 million years to the Triassic period, high in an Italian national park near Bormio in northern Italy. The discovery in Selvio National Park was striking for the sheer number of footprints, estimated at as many as 20,000 over some 5 kilometers, and for its location near the Swiss border, a site that was once a prehistoric coastal area and has never previously yielded dinosaur tracks.
The dinosaur prints are believed to have been made by long-necked bipedal herbivores that were up to 10 meters long, weighing up to 4 tons, similar to a Plateosaurus. Some of the tracks were 40 centimeters wide, with visible claws. The footprints indicated that the dinosaurs traveled in packs and they sometimes stopped in circular formations, possibly as a protective measure. The tracks were discovered by Della Ferreira, who set out to photograph deer and vultures in September when his camera was trained on a vertical wall about 600 meters above the nearest road. The site is too remote to access in the winter, and plans for eventual public access have not been made.
The answer for yesterday was C, embrace. Many people have readily embraced new technologies to improve their daily lives. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Photographers stumbled upon thousands of dinosaur footprints. Number 1. Vertical, 垂直的,直立的. The cliff is almost vertical, making it dangerous to climb. Number 2. Stumbled upon something, 偶然发现. I stumbled upon an old photo while cleaning my room. Number 3. Sheer, 纯粹的,完全的. The project succeeded through sheer determination. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Arabic Language Day was established in 2012 by UNESCO to promote cultural understanding and highlight Arabic as one of the most important languages in the world. The date was set to coincide with the anniversary of the day the UN adopted Arabic as its 6th official language, which took place on December 18, 1973. The event has been celebrated annually around the world ever since. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.